Imagine a town where the ground beneath your feet never cools, a place where smoke seeps from cracks in the earth, where basements fill with poisonous gas, and where the road itself could swallow you whole. This isn't a story from a horror movie. This is Centralia, Pennsylvania, the real-life ghost town that has been burning for over 60 years. The story of Centralia begins in 1962, a year that seemed ordinary in this small coal mining town. Back then, Centralia was like any other hard-working community in Pennsylvania. Families lived side by side, children played in the streets, and miners earned their living from the vast coal seams beneath the earth. But deep underground, in the very foundation of the town, a slow disaster was beginning to take shape. It all started with a fire. At first, nothing unusual. The local landfill caught flame. This was common in mining towns, where trash pits were often burned to manage waste. But this time, something went wrong. The fire spread through cracks and openings that led directly into the abandoned coal mines below Centralia. No one realized it at first. The flames in the landfill couldn't possibly be linked to the dark, hidden labyrinth of tunnels beneath the town. But slowly, the disaster began to reveal itself. At first, the problem seemed manageable. The state tried to contain the blaze by digging trenches and pouring in sand and water, but the fire was persistent. Coal is a fuel that burns hot and deep, and once ignited, it's almost impossible to stop. The flames slipped past the trenches, feeding on veins of anthracite coal that stretched for miles, and as the fire spread, so did the danger. People began to notice small signs. A strange warmth rising from the ground, smoke curling from cracks in the earth, a faint smell of burning coal drifting through the streets. But these subtle clues weren't enough to sound the alarm. Not yet. Then came the disasters that Centralia would never forget. In 1981, tragedy nearly struck when a young boy was playing in his backyard. Suddenly, the ground opened beneath him, a sinkhole plunging 150 feet into the fiery earth. He barely survived, saved only because a cousin pulled him out in time. This event shocked the nation. Centralia wasn't just a mining town with a strange underground fire. It was a community sitting on the edge of collapse. The next few years were marked by evacuations, each new discovery revealing a darker picture of the town's fate. Homes were deemed unsafe, residents relocated. Entire neighborhoods were bulldozed, leaving behind empty streets and silent houses. By the late 1980s, most of Centralia was gone. A town that had once been filled with life was reduced to smoke, ruins, and silence. Today, only a handful of people remain officially. Centralia has been wiped from maps. Zip codes were revoked. Streets no longer exist on official records, but the fire still burns, a ghostly reminder of what was lost. Experts believe it could continue for another 200 years, consuming coal seams that stretch for miles underground. But the story of Centralia doesn't end there. The town has become a magnet for urban explorers, conspiracy theorists, and those drawn to the paranormal. Many claim that Centralia isn't just dangerous because of the fire, but because of something far stranger. Some visitors say they've heard voices echoing from the smoke-filled ground. Others report seeing shadowy figures moving in the mist. On quiet nights, people claim the entire landscape feels alive, as if the town itself is haunted by the spirits of those who once lived there, or perhaps by the souls of miners who perished in the dangerous coal seams long before the fire began. Adding to the eerie reputation, Centralia inspired one of the most famous horror video games ever made, Silent Hill. The game's foggy streets, abandoned buildings, and sense of dread were directly influenced by Centralia's smoldering ruins. For fans of horror, the town has become legendary, a real-world place that mirrors the nightmares of fiction. But what really happened here? Was Centralia simply the victim of poor management, a landfill fire that spiraled out of control? Or was there more to the story? Some locals whisper about cover-ups, about government officials who knew more than they revealed. Was the town evacuated because of danger? or because there were secrets buried beneath the ground that no one was supposed to find. There are theories, of course. Some believe the government wanted access to untouched coal seams and used the fire as an excuse to clear the town. Others suggest that experiments took place in the abandoned mines, tests that went wrong, hidden behind the smokescreen of the fire. While these claims remain unproven, they continue to fuel speculation, keeping Centralia shrouded in mystery. And then there are the legends, stories of curses placed on the land long before the fire ever began, whispers that the earth itself rebelled, consuming the town as punishment. For those who walk through Centralia's ruins today, it's easy to believe in curses. The cracked highways, smoke rising from the ground, and endless silence feel less like a town and more like a warning. Centralia is more than just a tragedy. It's a reminder of how fragile our towns and cities can be, how quickly life can change when we lose control of the very ground we live on. It's a lesson in environmental danger, government response, and human resilience. But it's also something else. Centralia is a mystery that refuses to die. Every year, visitors continue to wander through its ruins, searching for answers, chasing ghost stories, or simply drawn by curiosity. And every year, the fire beneath the town burns on, silent and unstoppable. So what do we make of Centralia? Is it simply a town consumed by fire, a cautionary tale of human error and government failure? Or is it something darker, a place where legends live, where spirits roam, where the line between history and horror blurs? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. Centralia is both tragedy and legend, fact and myth. A real place where families once laughed, children once played, and where life ended not with a bang, but with a slow, smoldering silence. And as the smoke continues to rise from the ground, one thing is certain. Centralia will never let go of its secrets. So pack your bags, grab your camera, and get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Your first stop, the abandoned town of Centralia. Be sure to bring plenty of film because you wouldn't want to miss a single moment of this ghostly spectacle. Now it's time to explore the abandoned town of Centralia. But before you go, I have a favor to ask. Please don't forget to hit that like button. If you enjoyed this journey, your support means everything to us, so show us you care by giving us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Mystery Atlas AU. You'll never want to miss out on future adventures. Thanks for joining me on this haunting journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep discovering, and most importantly, keep believing in the extraordinary.